Hello, welcome. Happy Monday. How is everyone doing? Hello. Hello, make sure you share the live. How is everyone doing this Monday? Just gonna wait a few minutes. Give people some time to log in. Want to say happy Thanksgiving to all my Canadian watchers, viewers. Hopefully you had a great Thanksgiving. Make sure you share the live. Welcome. Happy Monday. Happy Thanksgiving. Make sure you share the live. It's going to be a great conversation tonight. Just going to give people a couple more minutes before we start. Hello DHM, welcome. Just gonna wait a few more minutes. Make sure you share the live, it's gonna be a good one tonight. Wait one more minute. Hello and welcome to All Things Pan. Tonight I just want to say happy Thanksgiving to all my Canadian viewers. Hopefully you had a very good Thanksgiving. The song that you heard tonight was Cheers to Life by Pandemonium, arranged by Akua Leith, which is our guest tonight. So for those that are just joining us and are new to the show, I am your host, Danielle George. On this page we talk to pan players, tuners, arrangers, pretty much pan enthusiasts about all things pan. So on that note, I would love to introduce you guys to Mr. Akua Leith. Hello everyone, welcome. Make sure you share the live. Just gonna see if he, Hello, sir.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine, I'm fine. You hear
That's
me well?
perfect.
Excellent.
So, how's your Monday?
Whew. I mean, it's a motivational Monday. I tend to take the week by storm, so it's
Okay.
going well. It's going well.
All right. So, the rest of the week is going to be amazing, is what you're saying.
Yes, correct.
Good. That's what I like to hear. So, before we get started, I just want to let you know you've been here before. You should know the deal. We're gonna start.
Exactly.
We're gonna start
Nice
off easy.
conversation.
Nice conversation. We're gonna have people asking you questions if that's okay. We're gonna
That's
ask you
okay.
some hard hitting questions near the end.
That's okay.
Okay. Okay. So before we start, for those that don't know, who is Akua Leith?
Um, uh, I mean, I mean, um,
You do everything, so just round it.
yeah, definitely, a steelpan lover, someone who's committed to seeing the art form grow and to break down barriers and set new horizons and really see things excel, not just for myself, but for all who are involved
Hmm.
in the art form and the industry. So that's with all the career paths and all the different things. So I think I'm more on a purpose road, and that's what I would like to see in the long run.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. So the last time you were here, which like it was a while ago, you kind of touched on you had some projects in the works, and now that we see it, it's out.
Yes.
Why? What made you decide to do MITTCO? Like, what was the brain? Like, you were the brainchild of MITTCO. Why did you decide to start it?
Well, in 2018, um, and I tend to not apologize to say this. I think I got a vision from God about how the industry could work. Coming off from the point of individual bands, self, and look at a holistic vision on what is possible for the industry. And I wrote that vision down. It was in May, June 2018. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning trying to wake up my wife, and she was all out. And I went and I started to write for about maybe 3, 4 hours of
Hmm.
this vision of an ecosystem, which comprises of what we now call MITTCO, a manufacturing company, a conservatory, an orchestra, a hall of fame where you could get to see where the icons, who were the icons who contributed, and to make people aspire to become like. So you know what the Ellie Manning and the Cliff Alexis, who have all passed now, and the Spree Simon, what they have done. In that vision, it also had a museum where we could see from the first incarnation, from the African drum, the tambour bamboo, the ping pong, all the way up to where it is now. There's also a performance space, and there's research and development and fund for scholarships that exist in there, steel pans. So it's almost like everything supporting the other
Yeah.
and more or less stimulating the industry, not just locally in Trinidad, but
Hmm.
regionally and extra regionally as well. So that I got really excited about that. And part of the vision was you work on the vision and I will deal with the provision. So I think I'm now getting the right team together who really believes in the idea. And we are
Hmm.
now unfolding this. We not do every single thing, of course, but I think the manufacturing aspect of it is definitely settling and is a great foundation to stand on.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
that's where this came from. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I love it. First of all, I got excited when I saw it release. I was watching the release, the launch footage and everything. I was excited for you. Um, I literally messaged you. I was like, "Congratulations!"
That's true. That's true. Yes.
Yeah. So you said you spoke to a lot of people. Did they have the same vision as you, or did you kind of have to talk them into what you were trying to do?
I think you find the kindred spirits. There were people who got really excited. There were people who were skeptical.
Yeah.
Not everybody will buy into a vision at the start, but I
Right.
think the proof sometimes comes for persons who eat the pudding. So I think more and more persons are being, like, just as you said, when it was actually launched, persons understood. And not everybody was told anyway. So there was a
Yeah.
level of building in silence as well. I kept that to my chest. And when I got the right team, we were really quietly working on getting this off the ground. Um, Again, too, with everything, with momentum, with persons understanding what it's about, the belief level will raise. So I'm hoping that happen. And there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of positivity, there's a lot of support. We have nice frequent visits to the factory right now, from youths all the way to persons who are interested in purchasing instruments. So I think it's heading in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
But the vision is so big, I can't wait till it comes to fruition in terms of sustainability and
Yeah.
some of the other pillars being built around that, and really testing the sector to see if we could be able to stand on our own 2 feet and really bring a level of profitability for persons who do honest work
Yeah.
for within the industry. So I think, not just I think, but I know it is heading in the right direction, and definitely in an exciting way.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Recently, I can't remember where I saw it, but you did a small tour with, I believe it was a school group.
Yes, we had a few of those, but
Okay.
weekend we had the Dr. Len Bookshop Academy
Yes. Yeah.
visiting,
Yeah.
and I was part of that project as well. So it was almost to the point of seeing the two unfold and in the same space, with the
Mm-hmm.
whole point of stimulating the minds of the youth to be excited about manufacturing and to be excited about tuning and to be excited about marketing. But there's a lot of other elements within the structure that we need
Right.
people to be excited about. And those youths had some profound questions, and that was like, wow. And
Oh,
there's
that's
one
good.
particular young lady, she's just hitting the nails on the head and things that I would have left out. She's, so you said this, what about this? And what about that? I said, wait. So that definitely cemented, if nothing else goes right, the fact that
Mm-hmm.
we are able to stimulate the younger ones to be interested in going into the sector as manufacturers of some sort, or some element of the process,
Mm-hmm.
we have won.
Yeah.
So that was exciting.
Yeah. That's so exciting. That makes my heart happy.
Yes, 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 yes,
Um,
yes.
if a school wanted to come do a tour of your factory, is that easy to do? Is that something that's possible? How does that work?
Definitely, definitely. So it's open to the public. It's open to the
Okay.
public. What we want is streamline, because again, it's a business you're running. You don't want to interrupt. We will have specific days and times when we will
Right.
accommodate tours. The tour will be educational tour. Is based on the manufacturing aspect. They'll also have a level of history in terms of the persons who would have paved the way for people like myself. So
Yeah.
who are the shoulders we stand on? Who are the giants that we are standing on? That would be part of the talk. And yeah, they have merchandise they can leave with as well. So it's not just you have to purchase an instrument, but maybe you just want to purchase a jersey or a hat, or a bumper sticker, anything of that
Hmm.
nature. So not just schools, but schools, public, foreigners who comes on cruise. So all that will be part of the structure that we are building out as well.
That's
Yeah.
good. So, what is your plan for MITTCO in the future? Like, where would you like to see it go? Since you started this right now, what is what is your end goal with MITTCO?
The whole from the from the outcome, I want to
Mhm.
be able to have panel schools. Panel schools is the mission,
Yeah,
where where literally we can see our youth being introduced to music by our national instrument, not just local, but I say regionally and internationally. I
yeah,
think there's a special thing that happens there, and as I say, when the steel pan jumpy bites you, there's no turning back. But
exactly.
you don't need to become a professional musician, but an appreciation of creativity.
Hmm.
In that space, there's the leadership, there's communication, there's how to work as a team, and there's that instant gratification that comes from using steel pan as the introductory instrument. I mean, the other instruments are all well and fine, and there's kudos there, but just imagine you're going to start a beginner on a violin. The
Hmm.
amount of technicalities you have to do before they can have a level of appreciation for the violin. Steel pan could be the introduction, and we could go on to the other instruments as well. So pan and schools is the mission in terms of output.
Yeah,
Beyond that, it's really to build out the ecosystem. Honestly, this is one energy, but my energy is really building up for those 8 pillars. I would
Right.
like to see those 8 pillars not just function as MITTCO, but function, you know. That's the ultimate goal, and really to see more MITTCOs be built out too, more persons be worthy or interested enough to want to take that leap of faith and
Mm-hmm.
have that type of setup as well. So demand and supply, that comes into play. We don't know what's the demand because we are now, as I said, August the 11th. The capacity of the supply is based on the level of artisanship and craftsmen. So
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely a home to help build that out too, where we have a level of training to inspire more persons to be proficient in the art of building and tuning.
Yeah.
So immediately that we want to start that, because when you look at the spectrum of the proficient builders and tuners we have in Trinidad and Tobago, there's a limit. And you're talking about the human being. So we need to really start churning out more and more persons, but that takes time. That is
Yeah.
not an overnight process. That could be between 15 to 20 years, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But if we start today, is we are one day closer to that goal. So it's really to have a level of sustainability from artisans and craftsmen, really to hold up what is already existing, because we are coming in late in the market, 90 something years. I mean, whichever angle they
Yeah.
want to take the history from, 70
Yeah.
to 2020, 1930 to 2022, maybe 92 years, where there's a lot of pans out there, but there's upkeep. You know, there's a lot of things to be done, and it's good to see that beyond Trinidad that there's that level of training and development is happening as well. But
Mm-hmm.
as the home, I would really like to see we having a cadre of persons who have a very high level of proficiency in really upkeep of the instrument, and maybe coming up with new ideas towards the instrument. So that research and development, there's a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
I could go on and on and on and on where I would like to see MITTCO to come, but we really have to understand what we're doing now, get that right, set that foundation, make sure it's sturdy, make sure we are coming to market with a quality product that customers are happy with. We are very happy with what we have right now in terms of chrome and its quality of the drum and the song. So it's just to let tongue say that back to us. So to get that right, and then after bite off more things that we can maybe chew as that is unfolding.
Yeah. Keno
Yeah.
has a comment. I love the vision. Steelpan is very unique pathway into global creative and cultural sector. So that's a great comment there. For those that just joined, you are very welcome to, if you have any questions, put it in the question bubble below, and he can't leave, so he has to answer them. I was going to ask you, what was your process in finding the right drums and the right person to chrome it, and
Yeah.
how was that process?
So definitely the team that we have is made up of professionals in their own right. And Mario
Mm,
Joseph is the master tuner behind the project. As much as you're seeing me here, I mean, I did a level of building as well in from 2005 to 2008, 2005 to 2007. But Mario is the professional in that space. And under his operation, he was already testing out drums that he had for
okay.
his space. So when he came on board, he brought that institutional information, that institutional knowledge with him. So we were able to locate those drums quite easily and start the process via that. Drums was the only question here. How we got the right drums? Was it just on drums?
Oh, you're
So
good. You're good. Continue.
yeah. So Mario brought his expertise to the team, and he's firing on all cylinders. He have over 30 years in the business as a builder
Oh,
and a
wow.
tuner, and definitely as a tuner.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. The team is comprised of professionals who execute on their strengths via what
Hmm.
it is we are unfolding here.
Yeah. So as pan tuning is slowly dying, and I hate to say that,
Yeah,
someone that's looking to pan tuning, can they come and do like an internship with you guys, or just kind of take a look and see what's going on, what needs to be done?
definitely. So that's what I said earlier. So we are going to unfold a training program.
Good.
We are in the process of building that out, and that is part of. We will come public with that when we are ready.
Yeah.
Beyond just the training program, which will be internal, we are inviting persons to do internships. We have the CVQ happening in secondary schools At the end of that, they usually go on to MIC. At the end of MIC, they can come to MITTCO for intern. Beyond that's the official training for persons who wants to become a professional in the craft, and the internship for persons who have a level of expertise through UTT and the MICs and all those persons. We will have workshop classes as an introduction into the manufacturing process. So education will be alongside the actual business itself. So the answer is yes.
Awesome. I just want to say this one more time. If you have any questions, put it in the question bubble on the right-hand side. Just, I don't want to lose any questions here. Sashal has a question. What is the process to set up a steel band with your products outside of Trinidad and Tobago?
We have consultancies happening online. I mean, you could contact me. We could give you, based on the size of the group, based on your needs, what you are looking for. We can set up an ensemble for you. One of the things we are going to launch quite soon is an online training program that goes alongside your sales. So if you have no steel pan experience, you could follow that training program and have a level of competency to be able to execute on your training, on your teaching. Beyond that, we have an ensemble package. So where, just as that person is asking, not just an individual instrument, but if you want to start an ensemble, we could definitely give you a full orchestration of what an ensemble could look like to get your needs covered. And from training to execution to upkeep, we will support you. And as we have a philosophy in MITTCO, the relationship starts with the purchase. You know, sometimes you set up and that's it. No, we want to make sure whatever you purchase with us, you are able to execute on that well, your goals are met, and we will help you get to that goal within the unfolding of the relationship. So a consultancy with myself, you can request that via the website, you can request that via my contact, and we could take it from there.
Okay, I was going to ask you, since you're talking about people buying pans outside, do you have pan tuners that will travel to, say, Japan? If a Japanese band bought a lot of your instruments, do you have a pan tuner that will go there and tune the pan for you? Okay.
So the whole idea is, because that is something that happens right now, you know?
Yeah.
We have times of the year, if we, let's say we are service in Japan, let's say keep the story as you asked it, and Japan has 25 ensembles that came from MITTCO. It will have a certain time for the year. We will send a tuner across it to upkeep those instruments that we would have samples with. Beyond that, and I think the whole idea for me is connecting the dots, connecting the professionals. If there's a proficient tuner in Japan, and I'm saying this with respect, that has the quality control that MITTCO has, we can outsource that tuner to do the job on our behalf. You know, so we have persons who already doing it in things that we are open to have conversations on beyond just the internal team that we have, because we have to be able to see this as there's one big energy around pan. That's a fact. And that energy around pan is now carrying that energy to virgin markets, existing markets in a positive way. So that's how I see it. Pulling together, as I said, an ecosystem. Ecosystem is, if you think of a forest and you think of a tree, as much as you're seeing individual things in the air, all the roots are interconnected and they all share a level of nutrients towards getting the forestry up and running, maintaining the ecosystem of the world. So that is literally the idea behind when I say ecosystem in its traditional sense as well.
Yeah. Nice. Kino has a question. We have to bring steel pan into the Ivy Leagues. Maybe MITTCO and Yale collaboration. Who should I speak to about that?
They will have to build steel pan. Where was the place? I missed the place.
Yale. So they want to go into an Ivy League school. Yeah, Yale. Yeah.
Sure, we could start a conversation in the morning. We start a conversation tonight. You could talk to, as I said, we have a website. But if we can have that as a one-on-one conversation. So those things are very, 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 very possible. And we could give you the right information and the right advice towards how we can make that a reality.
All right. Yeah. Well, It looks like it's a good idea because people are are making
I'll
comments.
surely holler at you. I'll holler at you. I mean, and if you could just send me those contacts, I could just follow
Yeah,
up with a message.
I definitely will. I definitely will. So
And
recently,
don't be afraid to message as well.
yeah, for sure. And you're tagged, so they can
Yes.
they can follow you as well. So I don't know if a lot of people saw, but you had looks like we lost him for a minute there. Oh, looks like we lost him. We're gonna get him back. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see if
I'm
we can.
back.
You're back.
Okay. Good.
Are we don't see you though. Let me know.
Okay.
Did any? Oh, there we go.
Okay, I switched the screen, so I'll get it back. Nice.
There we go.
Whew.
Technology, gotta love it. Okay. So,
Yeah.
for those that haven't followed MITTCO, you guys had a CPL marketing tour, Trinidad,
Yes.
Guyana, with Duvon Stewart, Joshua Regrello,
Yes.
Johan. What was the idea behind that?
So, I mean, we have been, as I said, we have been planning this for quite some time, and we know we were launching on World Steel Pan Day, August the 11th.
Mm-hmm.
So when we found that date, um, CPL was going to happen in September, and I mean, it came as a sponsor. You all want to sponsor CPL. We got the branding. It will have the perks of having steel pan, the official musical, MITTCO steel pan, the official musical instrument of the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And we found it to be a good thing to at least introduce the world via that platform that CPL controls, which is over 500 million persons.
Right.
So we said, let's go for it. Let's go for it. And we did, well, as you said, we did it. We went to all islands, St. Kitts, we went to St. Lucia, Trinidad, and Guyana. I think Guyana got the loudest,
Yes.
loudest advertising. But the whole idea was, because again, if you look at it from a macro level, the first impact was the soloist, the first impact was the instrument. It really is
Mm-hmm.
a trickle back to MITTCO. So we wanted
Yeah.
to make sure people understand steelpan is a the instrument has been around for so long, and it's really that level of energy where it brings that I mean, CPL is marketed as the biggest party in sport. And if it's a Caribbean party, what is a Caribbean party without steel pan? So all
Exactly.
those things we said, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's go for it. And then we went for it. We went for it very, very, very strategically. As you said, we had brand ambassadors for the tournament. Duvon Stewart doing a fantastic job out in St. Kitts and St. Lucia to open
Yeah.
up the whole field, having steel pan play alongside the DJ within 6 and 4s, and it was really, really a high energy. Coming back
Yep.
home, we had Joshua. You know, Joshua's on his own social media personality, and Johan on the flank of him. And that was excellent. With Duvon still being there, so we had a time with all three of them being together. And then we
Yeah.
traveled to Guyana with Johan, which he did a fantastic job as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe it was new for everybody. It was new for us.
Yeah.
It was new
Yeah.
for CPL. It was new for the players of CPL. It was new for the DJ. But I think when we had that very first interaction and that momentum was built from St. Kitts come all the way down, it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think it fit in like it was supposed to be there, you know.
Yeah.
So that was exciting. That was really exciting. I know what we experienced on the field was different to what you all were experiencing on the TV. But I think our
Right.
social media gave you all an insight of what was happening on the ground, you know? It
That was
was
the
really,
best.
really, really good. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Seeing it
So
on
it's
social
now
media,
to see,
it was a different energy. Seeing it on social media, it was good.
correct,
Yeah.
correct. But it's now to see if that investment is worth it. Again, we have to give it time to see
Yeah.
how that turns out in terms of sales. But definitely, I think the name MITTCO is bringing persons identify with it much
Hmm.
more than just having a launch on August the 11th. So from that
Yeah.
point of view, the awareness point of view, I think it really worked. Is now to
Hmm.
see how does that turn into business going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So many things I want to ask. I don't know what to ask.
Mm.
But if anyone else has any questions, you're more than welcome to put it in the question bubble, because if you put it in the chat, I don't want to miss it. Um,
Yeah.
so you pretty much do everything. Tenor, high
Yeah.
C, low C, everything.
Full range of arms.
Full range? Nice. How, if someone in Canada wanted a pan, how easy is it to get one? And can it be gold? Asking for a friend.
Yes, that's good. That's a good question. So we have an online system set up where you could pay by a credit card.
Okay.
You could just go on swipe, you could go in, choose your instrument, have it in the checkout box, check out, pay. That comes back to us. We follow up with you with via email, saying how long it will take to ship. What is happening now? We started, as much as we will launch in August 2022, we started our operation in October 2021. So we had a
Okay.
full year of production happening quietly, building stock, building inventory, sending pans out to Chromatic. You asked a question about Chroma, we'll get to that. And
Hmm.
getting it back, having it fine-tuned, making sure our quality checks were in place before we launch. So it was, I know, sometimes it's not magic. It's just that we took an upfront approach to coming out of business rather than waiting an order to start a manufacture. So we do have
Right.
stock on the ground. So if you want a pan tomorrow, you send in that request, you should be able to get on the ground waiting to be sold. So from chrome, powder coated, um, all there ready to be shipped. So it's very easy. We make it user friendly. We also have it customer friendly, where it's a simple transaction, just as you go onto eBay or you go onto Amazon and make that
Mhm.
purchase. We have that facility as well.
Okay. So I can get a
Yeah.
gold one? Is that what you're saying?
So the point of the goal that comes as a custom order. So we
Okay.
don't have the gold bands in stock, but you could definitely request a gold band and we'll get it done for you. We just give
Okay.
you the time for that.
Right.
So that's still within your reach.
Okay.
That's still within your reach.
I saw it and I was just like, oh, I want one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely.
So Panman HD said, no question, testimonial. I can speak to MITTCO and Akua professionalism, currently working with them. So he likes what you're doing.
Yes, yes. Who's this person?
Panman HD. I can't remember his name. I know him.
Okay. Nice, nice.
If you,
Very good. Thank
Panman, if you
you.
want to put your name in the chat, that'd be great.
Thank you. Yes.
Is there
Yeah,
anything else you want to let people know about MITTCO and what they need to look forward to in the coming weeks or months?
yeah, we have a lot of things we're unfolding, actually working on to unfold, to really give the support that the customer, we think the customer needs. We also want feedback from the customer themselves to say, okay, can you all do this? Can you all do that? Um, I'll say it here, but it's still not 100% ready. But there may also be a possibility of having bank finance, which will be a game changer for students and persons who are looking for that. So that is something to look for in the future. beyond just the educational programs. We have that. The chroming, we are still exporting our pans to chrome. We definitely have a fine chrome, but there's also the possibilities of working alongside local persons as well. So MITTCO is, there's a big idea, but we understand it has to take off one step at a time. So I think we have the right team in place now. So we have the company staffed up. We have the right professionals who are poised to now take the production forward, take the tuning forward, but also have our quality controls in place to be able to execute on that, and the Kaija Kudritons and the Kareem and the Jumas and the Marios and all these guys, the Marlon and the juniors. So there's a real professional team that we have built out to really take what is possible in our space forward. So I think I keep saying I think, but there's also enough things to keep us going for some time. But again, it's to see it unfold now into sales and that sort of thing. A lot of orders coming in. So those type of positivity we are seeing unfolding in the space.
Nice. Panman HD is Kenneth, and I can't believe I forgot that.
Is who?
Kenneth.
Oh, Kenneth. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't believe I forgot that. I apologize. I am so sorry.
Easily, yes.
Yeah. If someone is ordering a pan, or when someone orders a pan from you, how long is the waiting process normally?
I can't speak on other spaces right now. We can based on where the pan is going and the amount of pans. But let's say right now, if you walk into a pan, we give you 48 hours wait time because we have stock. And I would say if there's a need, now is the time you're going into a carnival period where we expect a lot of that stock to be pulled. But today, if you go in the factory tomorrow, contrary to what is happening elsewhere, you can get a pan in 48 hours. We just want to make sure we find
okay.
Send it out. Yeah.
That's good to know. So there's another question here from Kristen, sorry. When will the MITTCO band be performing?
Oh. So for the launch,
there's a MITTCO band?
So I was going to address that. So for the launch, we pulled together MITTCO ensemble because I think persons need to hear the instrument. Persons need to see persons play on the instrument because at the end of the day, that's what we are selling. We are selling a musical instrument. So that was pulled together for that purpose. So there is no function in MITTCO steel band right now, but you never know what the future holds. So we don't have any performances for MITTCO steel band anyway on the agenda right now. So what's that?
I said, are you looking for players? Because I feel like that should be a thing.
And I think it will be public if we have to go down that road. There will be auditions as any professional group will have, and we'll choose the best team. I mean, we open to Canadians as well.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay, I'll spread the word. I'll spread the word for you.
Yeah.
So, MITTCO's going to go in Panorama as a small band, right? Yeah.
No Panorama. I'm not seeing if it ever is to happen.
Yeah. I'm
not seeing that as a competitive band. I'm more in the realm of creation. Creation, festival, conventions, marketing, that sort of thing, but not Panorama.
Not Panorama? Okay. So is this band willing to travel, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Keep that in mind. Let me know when the band comes together, and then we'll talk. We'll talk. You mentioned Mario Joseph, David Hackett, and the Had brothers in your team. Is there anyone else that you would like to mention that are
Shanika, who's dealing with our front end. There's a whole team of our custodians, our handymen, Mr. Lara and we call him Abba. His name is Showin. Our two lovely custodians who work alongside us. And if I start calling names and I forget anybody's name, apologies. But there's a whole team behind this production. And as I said, collaboration is the way to go forward, and teamwork makes the dream work. This is not an
Exactly.
individual thing. This is not just a director's thing, but it trickles all the way down from Johan and Duvon and Joshua. They play their part too. And then you're talking about the persons who deliver the instruments. We're talking about the back end team who help with our marketing, the Gen X team. We have what's the name? Who deal with our social media. So there's a whole team behind MITTCO that not always public, but is
Yeah.
not a one-man show unfolding. Is a very well-designed business setup that has a very nice manufacturing flow and productivity flow that is just building momentum as we come to market. So there's a lot of hands. The person we have syrup pan cases. I can't forget that we have Leroy who making our sticks. We have Guppy who making our stands. You know, we had Mr. Hospitalis who did our grooving equipment. We have AD
Wow.
Designs who are helping us with new designs towards our tuning mechanisms. We have Shaki and his team who's from Hatco. We have the Hatco backend in terms of HR and so there's a big team that
That's
is
good.
unfolded with us in this, you know. And
Yeah.
I'm sure as I go along, to pour more and more names, you know.
Yeah. That's
So
that's
yeah,
good.
definitely.
That's,
It's a good question, though. It's a good
yeah.
question.
That's good.
Very
That's
good
good.
question. Yeah.
Jen has a question. Does MITTCO supply tuners for bands as well?
Well, we don't supply tuners for bands because I think bands have the right to seek out what tuners they want. But if a band would like to have tuning services done, we definitely could offer that as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So from that perspective, the answer is if someone wants their instrument tuned, it doesn't have to be a MITTCO pan. We do offer tuning services to the general public. Yes.
Sounds good. So Rasta Grammy has a question. I wasn't here from the beginning of the discussion, but will MITTCO be using different metals to make steel pans to see the effects and how we can change and manipulate the sound?
Yeah, MITTCO is going in, and this is, and again, preliminary, but it's definitely something that a conversation that happened, which is in research and development. And research and development, we had conversation with NIU and possibilities around that. So the answer is not just MITTCO, but maybe MITTCO and universities, maybe UTT could partner with us for that, maybe UE could partner with us so that NIU has shown a level of interest which is yet to be finalized. So those are critical things for the industry to move forward. That research and development and we might be thinking the $55 drum might be the best metal, but you never know. Maybe stainless
Right.
steel might be better. And I know these things are already tested, and I'm just talking from a perspective of yes, research and development is critical for the survival of this industry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, I literally had a question for you. When it comes to Pan, what is your plan to see it go in the future? Like from where it is now, and you have MITTCO, where do you want to see? Where do you want to push Pan?
Yeah. I think the conversation goes because we talk about the instrument in isolation of the individual
Yeah.
plenty time.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who wants to live by this thing, who wants to
Mm-hmm.
be able to say, I am a professional panist. And
Yeah.
that professional panist could be a player, a manufacturer, it could be someone who writes music for the instrument, it could be a conductor, it could be an influencer. The industry must be able to create financial career opportunities for the professionals. And that is my ultimate, that's the vision. Because I can remember, I think what brought on the vision was there was a level of concern from my end, from the perspective of I was teaching at UTT and I'm
Mm-hmm.
having these students. my colleagues and I, we are having these students do all these rigorous things. They're spending 4 years in that space preparing for professional work. But at the end of the degree, where are they going? You
Yeah.
know, I'm the director of the National Steel Symphony Orchestra, but my hiring power is a minimum. But I know there's so many talent out there that will love to have a level of employment where I'm the director. So
Mm-hmm.
where and how can they sustain themselves doing what they were trained to do? So that is the ultimate goal. Can we create more job opportunities in the
Yeah.
line of where people are trained? And I'm talking about, I graduated in 2014. There were persons graduating before me. You know what I mean? So how many students right now, how many past students right now, how many graduates right now is looking for employment? When
Mm-hmm.
you look at the pan in school situation where a lot of persons were sent home, because that's the teaching aspect of it. How can
Right.
we make these things regularized and deemed very important going forward? So it's really to have an economical benefit for the individual. And
Mm-hmm.
for that to happen, as you said, the instrument has to also rise with that. So it's
Yeah.
twofold, the instrument and its progress, and the individual and its progress. Panorama should only be the place where persons look forward to have a PD
Yeah.
towards the instrument. I mean, I'm fortunate to be the director of NSSO, and the musician tools are fortunate to have a 9 to 5 doing that. But how
Mm-hmm.
many more of that can we create?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Hopefully we see something soon because it needs to happen. It's a long time
yeah,
coming. That
yeah.
is
But
for
people
sure.
like you and me have to do it. You know, we have
Yeah.
to step out in faith and really bring our ideas forward from a
Mm-hmm.
perspective of creation, because it may not have an example of
Yeah.
how to be done, but we have to put our minds together and really come up with creative ways on how persons could live by steel pan in whichever sphere.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure it out and I live in Canada. So still trying to figure it out. I'm getting there. I'm making headway, but it's
Yeah, yeah,
happening.
yeah, yeah,
And when I get
yeah.
that solid, I'll let you know and we can share it with the world.
Let's go. Let's go. Yes.
So we have a few minutes left. If you have any questions, please put it in the question bubble. Uh, Jen has a question again. You mentioned music education initially. Will there be an initiative where MITTCO is going forward to uh, donate? Let me get this question. Donate steel pans to some schools, or perhaps a program that facilitates steel pan program on a grand scale.
Yeah. So definitely, as I said, as we unfold, all those things are part of our makeup. But as I tell people, we can't pour from an empty cup. So the cup has to have a level of momentum in terms of those things. But we are not ruling out any of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Once we are able to help based on how we are makeup, those things could be possible. And if
Yeah.
there's other ways in which we could donate, it could come from a collaboration where corporate is able to sponsor. Maybe we could help connect those dots in the near future. You know, there's United Way, there's a lot of programs around that help in these initiatives that maybe MITTCO could partner with some of these initiatives to get
Mm-hmm.
some of those things successfully delivered upon.
Yeah. How hard is it to have pan in schools in Trinidad? Do you find it a little difficult, or is it just a lot of red tape you have to go through to make that happen?
It's something that existed. You know, it's not
Yeah.
something that is new. It's something
Yeah.
that has been happening. I mean, I played band in school, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and there's what has happened recently was a necessary, and I don't want to talk like I know exactly what's happening, but there
Yeah.
was a level of maybe retrenchment is the best word pertaining to that space,
Mm-hmm.
and it's something that we need to get back on the road. But there's the blueprint. I mean, Pan School Council, the PSCC, was instrumental in starting that program years ago. So they already tested, we already see the success. I mean, if you want to go to a success story, look what is happening. Look at the NSS. Look in those spaces
Yeah.
and understand that that blueprint that train that started is now duplicated around the world. So
Yeah.
people are seeing the benefits of having steel pan as an introductory instrument towards music in schools.
Mm-hmm.
So it's to consistently, how to say it, is for us to be able to believe in it and literally go forth and do it. So
Right.
the conversation is there. The conversation is very hot on right now here in Trinidad, and I
Hmm.
really hope in the near future it comes to a level of, hey, this is what we are going to do, and we just do it. Because they
Yeah,
are the professionals who's going to take it through and make sure that it's successful.
that's good. That's good. I hope to see that very soon because I'm trying to do it here in Canada. Well, where I live in Edmonton, Alberta. So I work with a program called Jubilee Auditorium, and
Right.
they have a small, I don't know if you saw my post, but they have small sections of the arts and they added me to
Right.
that. So I'm teaching pan, it's like the jumby pan, but it's something. And I'm
Right.
teaching
Yeah.
them like the basics and the history and to see the excitement and the knowledge, it's
Correct.
it's
Correct.
amazing.
Correct. And you
Yeah.
saw recently, um, Tracy Totten did this
Yeah.
big production with pan rocks, steel pan
Yeah.
rocks. All these new experiments that is really building a level of excitement around the industry and I say the
Mhm.
world. It's a pan and children and schools and all that. So
Yeah.
we don't need to be, you don't need too many examples to be convinced. You just have to
Do
more or
it.
less do it.
Do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I agree. So before we end, if anyone has any questions, please put it in the question bubble. You have a few minutes left. What is a fun fact about MITTCO that no one knows? Because we already did you, like our first interview. So what is a fun fact about MITTCO that no one knows?
Wow.
Hard hitting.
Um, so many things just rushed to my mind. Midco, that no one knows. That's the part that kind of
Okay.
um,
That someone should know then.
Midco is here to stimulate the market. We're really here to collaborate. Um, come talk to us. We are very much open to conversations. If anyone has a conversation, nothing wrong with hitting me up. Come by the factory, seek out a meeting, seek out a consultation. We are open to conversations, and we really would like to see all
That's
boats
good.
rise.
That's good. And
I would like everybody to know.
you mentioned coming to the factory. Where is that? If someone
So
doesn't
we are
know.
in Diego Martin, Diamondville Industrial Estate. There's a more or less the manufacturing space in Trinidad where you find a lot of manufacturing operations happening in these e-tech facilities. So we are
Mhm.
part of that in Diego Martin. We call it the Industrial Estate, and we are located at 3A 3B Diego Martin Industrial Estate. So I could always send the exact location and stuff if
Yeah.
person wants to know in Trinidad. And if you go on our site, you'll be able to track us there as well. So
Nice.
come visit, come see, come talk, and let's see how we can collaborate together.
I will come very soon.
Yes,
I will
yes,
be there shortly. Yes. Thank you
yes.
so much for this amazing conversation.
No
Mitko is
problem.
amazing. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Sorry, Trini has a question. What is the
Sure.
ultimate goal for PAN in the future? Even though you asked this question already, what is the ultimate goal for PAN in the future? What are your views in making a cause-effective tool for the youth of the future in bond building?
One building. I think steel pan does that naturally.
Mm-hmm.
We see it in panorama, we see it in festivals, we see it in classroom. When you bring a team together, playing, even if it's foreign or even if it's something new, that
Yeah.
level of bonding, that camaraderie is there. We're actually testing this in corporate, where high level corporate persons, we are now doing workshops using the steel pan with them, how they can work together as a team and using
Mm-hmm.
steel pan as the mechanism to show collective production or collective unfoldings.
Yeah.
I The future, as I said, I did answer that. There's a lot of things, and I think persons do what they're doing. Stay excited, use your imagination, have a big goal and a vision for the future, and each person can contribute to that. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
it's a one man goal or a one area goal. Once you are impacted by the instrument and you want to see go to another level, that's the future there. take it to the other level. Take it to the other level. You know, with anything being new, there's always persons kind of skeptical and that sort of thing. But it eventually settles when persons understand what that goal and that vision, especially when it comes from a true place of development and integrity and love and all these other positive things. So I say go for it. And I will say our imagination is where we had to tap into. This is the new instrument. There's not much examples of possibility, but the possibilities come from there. It can come from there. You know, so utilize our imagination and just go for it.
Go for it. I agree. And you mentioned it a few times earlier during this interview that Pan is a team building and bonding experience. And I think that's the one instrument that actually does that, where you do have to work together to sound as one.
Correct.
So, yeah.
Correct. And I always tell people I can have an ensemble playing something together within 2 to 3 minutes. So there's that short time of getting an install. Hey, I can do this. But then it's also an instrument you take years to master. So it gives you the instant gratification, and then you have to put in the time to become a proficient player, like the Professor Liam Teagues and the Victor Provost and the Ken Cordis and all these Duvon Stewarts and all these names. I mean, if I start calling names, I'll never stop. Andrea Whites and all these other guys who are doing extremely well in terms of Carney level, in terms of performance on another level. So, yeah.
We need to continue this conversation one day.
One day. Maybe not wait however long that was, maybe a year or more.
Yeah.
But I'm open to talk. You know, so
nice. I love it. Of course. You're always welcome. If you just want to talk, just tell me and we'll go live. Just let me know.
Yes, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Maybe make a trip to Canada and see how things across there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, go to Toronto and then make your way over here.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, because Toronto does their stuff different than I do here. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So you have your own space. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, it's only me here.
Okay. Good to know.
They have a whole team. It's only me.
Well, you're doing a fantastic job. You're doing a fantastic.
Yeah. Trinity has a comment here. You touched on the mind strong point on sufficient learning and long-term memory, which does happen because Pan does help with long-term memory and what was the word I'm looking for? Where you do have to keep practicing and maintenance and all that stuff. Yeah, Pan. I feel like Pan is the only thing that does all this that people don't realize.
If we go scientific with this, there is so much research. When I say so much research, there's so much research in terms of music and the brain. We talk about the cognitive skills, the left side, right side brain. We talk about math. We could talk about English. When I was coming up in the industry, I had a group called the Prodigies, and I hope and actually one of them was live. Just I'm not sure who's live right now. And the Prodigies, we were doing music all the way up to their exams.
Right.
And each one of them did significantly well in terms of who had national scholarships, who is now working for Tesla, and all these fantastic things who just turned up. So when I saw this unfold firsthand, we had the junior ensemble and the senior ensemble, which turned to the Prodigies and Grace Notes. And what music did for these persons in their lives. Anybody can benefit from this. I mean, some persons went on to become professional musicians, and some persons went on to become professionals in their career, whatever that career path was. And they all were playing music at a very high level within their young ages. So it's tested, it's proven. It's just for us to now really, really, as I said, the mission is pan in schools, pan in schools, pan in schools. And let's go.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Everyone around the world, let's get this done. Let's get this done.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
If we need help, we can call each other. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. Yeah.
Exactly. Collaboration and that's the way forward. I think that's the word for today, collaboration.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Again, thank you so much for being on
All right.
this show, talking about MITTCO and PAN and just what we need to do as a whole.
Yes,
Yeah.
and conversations are, it's healthy to talk. I
Hmm.
mean, um, you have an idea, I have an idea, we share that idea now maybe comes into a plan, because that's the other step from idea stage, from dreaming stage. You have to put your ideas down in a professional way to be
Yeah.
able to attract the level of support you need to be able to take it to market. So you have to carry it right through.
Hmm.
Um, to fruition, and then let's see what could happen from here. So I mean, I'm doing my little part, and as I said, I'm open to conversation. The team is open to talk. How MITTCO can be part of what you are doing as well, and let's see what the future holds.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see
I'm
what the
excited
future
for you
holds.
guys. I really am. I'm really excited.
Yes, 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 yes. More things to happen, more things to come, and
Yeah.
I'm just excited to be alive to see not just MITTCO, but the other things that is unfolding around PAN.
Yeah.
Post-pandemic too, but we had 2 years of nothing, and now just this boost of energy that is coming out towards the instrument, that you
Yeah.
have to jump on that wave and really, really get on board, get on a board, if it's to ride it or just bathe in it, whatever it is, but make your contribution and maintain that wave and that momentum of that wave, which will take the instrument much, much further as we
Yes.
go forward.
Because it needs to. PAN needs to.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You get it. All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. Make sure you tune in next week. I might do an open discussion or I might have a special guest. You never know. So, so on that note, have a great night. To my Canadian friends and followers, happy Thanksgiving. Have a great week.
Happy Thanksgiving to Canada and all the
Thank you.
Canadian watchers. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Thanks
I don't
for
know if you heard, my house was loud earlier. I don't know if you guys heard. I hope you guys didn't hear all that.
I, excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
Great
Awesome.
holiday.
Yes. Awesome. So you
All
guys
right.
have a good night and we'll see you guys next week.
All
Bye.
right. Bye. Take it easy.